Hello guys and welcome back to another video. The border clash between the Chinese and the Indian forces have led to a strong backlash against the Chinese companies selling their products in India. Yet with high price to performance ratio, the Chinese smartphones enjoy a lot of popularity in India. While the homegrown Indian brands may not match up yet, there are a handful of brands from Korea, Europe, Taiwan, and the United States that can give them a run for their money. And so, if you are boycotting the Chinese brands and are on a lookout for a phone, then look no further. In this video, I'll suggest some great non Chinese phones to buy in every budget. So, first up, we'll start with the budget segment. The phones here are under 15,000 Indian rupees. The popular Chinese offerings in this segment are the Realme Narzo 10A and the Redmi 8A Dual. These phones have quite a lot going for them with a high performance to price ratio, but the alternative, which is the Samsung Galaxy M20, is an equally good device. The Galaxy M20 is manufactured by Samsung, a Korean brand, in India. It has a 6.3-inch LCD which also has a full HD plus display resolution and offers really good colors and contrast. The M20 rocks a 13 megapixel primary camera along with a 5 megapixel ultra wide lens. The selfie camera is also larger with an 8 megapixel shooter. The performance is where this phone falters in the face of its Chinese competition. The Exynos 7904 is no match for the Helio G70 found on the Chinese offerings, but it can get you through the day with casual usage. However, battery life is equally long at 5000 mAh. Going with this, you will end up sacrificing powerful performance but gain in terms of more useful camera options and a sharper display. Next, we'll move to the mid-range segment. The phones here are under 25,000 Indian rupees. The Redmi Note 9 Pro Max and the Realme 6 series are some of the most popular phones in this category, mainly due to the performance they offer, but the alternatives, the Nokia 8.1 and the Samsung Galaxy M31, are no slouch either. The Nokia 8.1, made by HMD Global, is registered in Finland and challenges the Chinese in almost all segments. It rocks an HDR10 certified 6.18-inch LCD display with Full HD Plus resolution. There is also the Snapdragon 710 SoC with 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB storage. For the camera, Nokia offers a Zeiss certified 12 megapixel primary camera with OIS along with the 13 megapixel telephoto lens. On the front is a 20 megapixel selfie shooter, and all of these three cameras can be used simultaneously with the inbuilt mode. As for the Galaxy M31, here you get a 6.4-inch AMOLED Full HD Plus resolution display with Gorilla Glass protection. It also has the 10 nanometer Exynos 9611 SoC coupled with 6 GB RAM and up to 128 GB storage. There is also the option of expanding the storage using an external SD card. The camera goes toe to toe with the Chinese offerings with a 64 megapixel quad camera stack at the back, which includes an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens, 5 megapixel macro lens, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor. On the front, you get a 32 megapixel selfie camera. The battery life is where the M31 goes well ahead of the competition with a 6000 mAh battery. Now moving on to the more popular and expensive high-end segment. The most popular phones that people like to buy in this category are the OnePlus 8, Realme X2 Pro, or even the Redmi K20 Pro. Although these phones offer really good performance, the alternatives, which are the Asus 6Z, Asus ROG Phone 2, Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite, Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite, and even the iPhone SE 2020 offer better specs and performance in almost all categories. The Asus 6Z and the ROG Phone 2 are made by the Taiwanese brand known for their presence in the PC market. In fact, the ROG Phone 2 is developed by the same folks who designed the gaming laptops, and in both the Asus 6Z and the ROG Phone 2, the performance is top notch. Both of these phones also innovate on the design. The Asus 6Z brings a rotating camera module with a dual camera setup that works as both the front and the rear cameras. The ROG Phone 2 offers pressure sensitive air triggers which give gamers an unfair advantage while gaming. The phone also offers the most granular customizations in the CPU, letting everything run at peak capacities manually. There is also a host of other features designed to make your experience a lot better. However, if it's a more popular line of smartphones that you are looking for, the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite and the S10 Lite are great options to consider. Both these phones take cues from the premium Galaxy lineup and bring some of its own, like the high resolution 48 megapixel camera on the S10 Lite, the much loved S Pen stylus on the Note 10 Lite, and even a slim form factor with bright and vivid AMOLED displays. The high end segment also offers the budget iPhone that was launched this year. The iPhone SE 2020 turned out to be an excellent daily driver, even for power users. Apple has used the same A13 Bionic processor that's there on the flagship iPhone 11 series and kept the design compact as the old iPhone 8. You can also get the same lag free experience that's expected out of an Apple device. Some reports also said that this phone is going cheaper as Apple is trying to manufacture it in India, so that's a plus point as well. The battery life may feel a little less as compared to the Chinese counterparts, which can be a bummer though, but considering the other features this phone offers, you can totally go for it. Now let's move on to the premium segment, where the phones can cost a bit more than 50,000 rupees. As usual, the popular Chinese offerings are OnePlus 8 Pro, Oppo Find X2, Xiaomi Mi 10, but the alternatives, which are the iPhone 11, Samsung Galaxy S20, and the LG G8X, are almost a lot more better than these Chinese offerings. The iPhone 11 series needs no introduction, but if I have to list the benefits, you'll get the smoothest operating system for mobiles, one that's radically different from Android. The iPhone 11 now offers two cameras at the back, a 12 megapixel primary wide lens and another 12 megapixel ultra wide lens, and both are best in their segment for both photos as well as videos. There is also a night mode that kicks in automatically when there's low light, and just like most Apple products, it just works perfectly. The Apple A13 Bionic processor with the neural engine and the 6 core GPU is also the most powerful processor for mobiles, surpassing even the Snapdragon 865. With such cutting edge features, the price is also on the higher side as compared to the Chinese premium flagships, but shall I commit, it's totally worth the extra premium. The Samsung S20 series is yet another example of the non Chinese dominance. This is one lineup which routinely sets a new benchmark for the Android ecosystem. The Galaxy S20 is the most affordable of the three, and it offers a QHD plus 120Hz display just like the OnePlus 8 Pro, and a 64 megapixel triple camera setup, and also support for reverse wireless charging. The phone also rocks an in-display fingerprint sensor, fast 25-watt charging, HDR10 plus certification, and IP68 water and dust resistance. Coming to the LG G8X, this one's perhaps the lesser known flagship among all premium offerings. One of the main differentiating features of this phone is that you can attach a second display to the phone and take multitasking and gaming to a whole another level. The LG G8X is powered by last year's Snapdragon 855, which is no slouch by the way, and it also rocks a dual camera module comprising of a 12 megapixel primary sensor and a 13 megapixel ultra wide lens. It is also one of the few smartphones that can record HDR videos natively. Now I'd like to mention some honorable mentions, some phones that did not fit exactly right in a category but are still really good buys. So first up, we'll talk about the iPhone XR, which first introduced the budget iPhone in the market, and it sold really well. It also has the Apple A12 Bionic processor, which is extremely powerful, and it is quite a bit cheaper than its bigger brother, the iPhone 11. So if you can't spend a lot, then you can definitely check out the iPhone 10R 2. The second honorable mention is the Pixel 3a. Now, Google Pixel lineup is known for a lot of features, but mainly due to their camera. And following the tradition, the Google Pixel 3a has one of the best photo cameras out there. It even beats the iPhones and the Galaxy lineup sometimes, so you can take my word for it. You can get a very good camera and medium to good performance for quite a lot less. So I think you should check that out too. So this concludes the list of all the phones that you can buy as opposed to the offerings of Chinese brands. If this video helped you in making a decision, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, share this video with your friends who might be looking to buy a new phone. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but until then, I'm Techie Rannjodh and I'm signing out. Peace from India.